And today we're going to sift through another luxurious panorama of Mars. And you could obtain this, of course, from the usual sources such as JPL, the Photo Journal, and various NASA websites as well, Flickr, just to name a few. And we're going to go over PIA2698 today. And there are quite extravagant landscapes and views to examine, and there there are of course a multitude of instruments to incorporate. And after getting more familiar with these devices or whatnot, we could penetrate thoughts on the evolvement and elaboration of growth on Mars, and go over all the various objects and items and the like or whatnot. And as we become more prolific with the involvement and elaboration of the various views, we can propagate some supposition, speculation, and hypothesis about the development of items, structures, or whatnot on Mars. And yes, I am one of the many that do shade. Let's get right to it right now. Evolution. And today we're back on Mars, and this would be PIA 2698. This area here. And at first glance, you'll probably be a little bewildered, but as usual, you get used to the panorama, and you could probably notice some items right away around here with amazing symmetry, shapes, patterns, design, and whatnot, all over the place as usual. And more specifically, we'll be looking at these areas here. And you can see the various shadows and whatnots. On some further exploration, you'll notice some objects such as here, here, here. And just about any and everywhere. And we'll just explore some of the more prominent items. course, you have the capacity to select your own as well. Many designs and patterns to choose from. Or with the dodge instrument, which brings out the lighter areas and helps to come up with some other detail as well. Familiar areas and objects. With a different type of flare. And are these patterns, designs, and creations made with nature's work exclusively or otherwise? And now we're putting our focus on the dodge instrument with some highlighted areas. And voila. Interesting structures and areas of shadow and elevation. Here's that object that has some type of jagged linear designs on this side. Is it mechanical or otherwise? Interesting designs, structures, architecture. That makes this panorama pia2698 quite the intrigue. Instrument. We derive this type of panorama, and there are some intricate details to discern here, particularly with the areas we just went over, various designs, planned architecture, and the like. Is this yet another area of civilized planning and structures or whatnot? The infrared tool definitely adds to the enjoyment. The infrared instruments, you can probably notice some detail with the objects and areas that we just went over. These are some areas that have been highlighted. You can notice the contours, shapes, patterns, and designs. Our triangular friend there. More structures with intelligent design to them. Other structures here. And this is with the infrared tool. Zoom in on our first object, which would be this object here. And getting some more zoom with this, you can notice there are some interesting linear patterns here. Kind of looks like a bunch of teeth Maybe an eye here. And amazing, intricate designs on the side here, shadows. And applying some of the transformation gadgets. Hopefully we can come up with some more interesting detail. You can notice this really symmetrical, curvy object and the jagged linear pattern here. It could be some type of teeth or whatnot. If this is a type of organism or whatnot, and if it is not, maybe it's some type of metal component. But it does have some very intricate designs on it. For another item, we're going to look at this item here. Looks like it's a triangular type of object. And voila, we get this. Let's get too pixelated, but just to have another gander from a bit more distance. You can see the symmetry, corners, linear patterns. And making some adjustments. Pattern is still there. Is it some type of vehicle? And the other object would be this object here. And it has a unique type of round design, as well as shadows. A very linear opening in the center here. You can see it does have a noticeable design on it. Circular. And is that manufactured, or is it the work of nature? Another triangular object here as well. Rectangular object here too. Rolling right area to consider would be this area here. This area here. Very curvy design. Linear pattern, symmetry, shadows. And the panorama in the back is interesting as well. Adjusting the transformation tools or whatnot. You can notice some very interesting designs, patterns, and the like here. And this area here would be in this vicinity here. And it does look like a jumble of various patterns or whatnot, and probing this scenario. You can notice some very interesting designs. As well. Various types of levels or whatnot. To sum up then, the objects and items and the landscape and views of this Mars pia2698 are very interesting. And after being probed a bit, we do come up to the point where we'll propagate some speculation and inference about the evolvement on Mars. And there are suppositions to be made and encouraged about the growth and development on Mars. And as we become more acquainted with the instruments and devices to explore the various panoramas of Mars and elsewhere, of course, we can become more encouraged to come up with certain ideas or whatnot. And for example, getting used to this camera is quite an experience, let me tell you, because number one, there is a reverse angle to this instrument. And sometimes it's like it's being booby trapped and you have no control over when the reverse angle comes on here. So if you're ever wondering, by any chance, if you haven't guessed by now, it makes subjective interviewing modes quite lethargic at times. and trying to keep a level head and to figure out what's going on with the camera. It's not really predictable sometimes, but just in case you're wondering. And until next time, keep well and enjoy your exploration. And Jessica Aku, Le Blue Brush, thank you for your time once again.